Hello all, I want to talk briefly about the occult in as far as how it relates to trial by jury and our constitution. Now the occult simply means hidden knowledge, and a power differential is created when people have this knowledge and when other people do not have the knowledge. So if you are not in possession of the knowledge required to better your reality, you will always be manipulated, basically. And natural law is an occult body of knowledge that is kept secret or hidden from the masses for a very good reason, because it is the dynamics that govern our reality. If you are not in possession of that knowledge, you're always on the back foot, basically. Now, true spirituality is knowing that we have to align our perception and behaviour with natural law or objective morality if we are to create a better society as a whole. So spiritual sovereignty is aligning our thoughts, our emotions and our behaviour with natural law. So then consider what happens when 12 people come together to represent society over matters of natural justice. So 12 jurors in a trial by jury come together to align their thoughts, their emotions and behaviour with natural law to deliver a verdict according to conscience. So just think about that a minute. Bloody flies. Conscience is the knowledge of what is the knowledge of what behaviours are harmful and non-harmful. This is basic aspects of justice. So by applying natural law through the conscience of 12 individuals called jurors in trial by jury, society is coming together to align with natural law. So the constitution, which is trial by jury, is society coming together to align with the occult knowledge of natural law, to self-govern in alignment with natural law. It's essentially forming a unity consciousness through the petite jury of 12 to deal with matters of justice through the sovereign voice of the people, all spiritually aligning their sovereignty, their thoughts, emotions and actions through their God-given conscience, the knowledge of natural law. See, now you can see why the establishment is trying so hard to restrict further the law of the land, our trial by jury, the pan-European constitution of trial by jury, the means by which a nation governs itself in accordance with natural law. It is so important that we continue to educate this nation about natural justice, and it's clearly up in arms. But there's so many distractions and manipulation going on, which is just feeding the emotive side of people, feeding off of their emotions regarding immigration and injustice, when the focus should be on the rule of law, the means by which society deems what is and isn't acceptable according to objective morality or natural law. And the framework for that is the constitutional trial by jury. So all this September the 13th nonsense and party politics, they're all obfuscating and concealing the real solution, which is conscience. The conscience of the citizenry applied through trial by jury, our protection, annulment by jury, the means by which the people say, no, that is wrong. That is not in alignment with natural law. We shall annul that legislation and even privately prosecute cost-free those that are impeding individual rights and creating conditions of suffering through immoral legislation. That's what it's there for. That's why it's always been there. That's why trial by jury is just an occult body of information and knowledge as what natural law is. They are the same thing. This is what anarchists do not understand, and it's such a shame. But September the 13th is clearly a day to hero worship certain people that are clearly intent on keeping statism alive, but using the emotions whipped up through this, forced immigration that's going on. But it's all manipulation, when the nation should be focusing on what we had to focus on back on June 15th, 12:15, when the country got together because they cared deeply about their liberties and the reign of terror that King John was inflicting upon this nation. So we have to restore that passion for our God-given liberties, which are granted to us naturally, but there is a framework, a physical framework, a secular framework by which we achieve natural justice and our freedoms collectively through the knowledge of natural law and applying that conscientiously through constitutional trial by jury.